Hello everyone, I'm Elliot Harris, this is ESC Fan TV, but you already knew that. Now, Factor Malta has finally reached its live shows. They're beginning on January 12th, we have the final 12, it's taken us a long time to get here, but I'm going to go through the 12 and what I think their strengths and what they can improve on in the live shows are. Everyone has them, no one is perfect, so let's just jump straight into this. Just a quick disclaimer before I go any further. I am not a singer, I am a dancer. That's the closest I do to performing, but I know before I talk about any of these acts that they are 1,000 times better than me, and them getting to the last 12 and getting to the live shows is an amazing achievement. I'm not knocking them as artists or what they can do in any way, shape or form. This is just meant to be constructive, if that, and just give my opinion. I am fully aware that if I entered X Factor Malta, I probably would not get past an audition. So, yeah, no hate here, I promise. But enough rambling, let's just get on with it. Let's start with the others. They're being coached by Alexandra Alden this year. Last year, she had a bit of a rough time with it, with all three of her acts being eliminated within the first 2 weeks. Let's start with Paul Anthony.
You sent before. Who stopped tempting me? You know what I want. Wanna make love. Girl, I can lie.
From what I can remember about him, he wrote his own song in Sixth Chair, and I do believe he had no major formal training song-wise, I think. Again, I could be wrong. I am filming this quite late, so I like his voice. I do like how he sings. I like the emotion that he brings into his voice. Whatever he sings, he means it, and I think that is very important as an artist. I like the fact he just came to the competition with his own music as well. I think that's very important as well, because, you know, you do have those that are just good at singing, but if you've got someone who's also good at writing as well and can write and produce their own music, that is very impressive, I feel like, and that is a talent that is slowly dying, where artists are writing and performing their own music. So I do really much commend him for that. For what he can improve on, now, he doesn't have the strongest voice. You can hear him going in and out at times. So I really hope between whenever Judges' Houses was filmed, I have no recollection of when that was. I know Sixth Chair was done in October, but as for Judges' Houses, I know there's a Christmas tree in one or two of them, so probably November, early December time. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I really hope in the time he's had since that filming and the first live show in 12 days, when I'm filming this, that he's really worked on his voice, and whoever he's working with, his vocal coach, is really pushing his voice as well, because it's at a good starting point for his voice, but he could do more. And I think he needs the time and the right people to get him to that point. So I think him doing X Factor is very good, because it's getting him the right contacts. His longevity in the programme, I could see him surviving a few weeks, to be honest. I'm not fully sure, because this is just such a strong year. Like, let's just put it out there right now, all 12, all strong acts. It's going to be very difficult. But, yeah, Paul Anthony, from what I can remember, decent singer, okay performer. I just think in both of those aspects he just needs to punch up just a little bit, but we'll wait and see on that one. Moving on to Ed Abdillah.
Ma konx nemmen fiha nifsi xej. Li wasal saw diġà jisni I'm validated, fimt li inkompli nagħmel dan anke jekk ninqala, ġifieri ħankompli fil-mużika żgur. Jekk kienx ħangħaddi llum, dejjem ngħid ma nafx għax isek tkun nervuż skont kif toħroġlok il-performance. It's a gamble people. Però preparajt ovvjament u nipprova milli nista'.
So what song do you have for us today?
Can't Help Falling in Love with You by Elvis.
Tielet kantant, ġa wasalna n-nostri.
Nice, take it away.
Wise men say only fools rush no, no, no. For I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the...
He's very charming. He's a very charming guy. He's very focused on his music. I noticed that he seems very just drilled in on that. He has his little ukulele, which he's used several times in the program, which I think is great. Again, musician, has his own music. I think that's great. My issue with him is that at the minute he comes across maybe a little weak and not memorable, and even in the deliberation when he was talking to Alexandra Alden, like, he admitted he can play the piano as well, but we haven't seen that, and even she seemed a bit surprised, like, oh, you don't just play the ukulele, because that's all we've seen you do. And, you know, if you have got other talents, use them! I mean, come on, man, if you can play the piano, that's amazing! So I'm hoping in the first live show he does play the piano, and hopefully he can play it beautifully, because, you know, when the piano's played right, you know, sat behind the keyboard and singing can do wonders. Duncan Lawrence, Arcade Anyone. It's the reason why the winner of this program is going to the Netherlands. It's because of him sitting behind the piano and playing it and singing beautifully. I also think with Ed, at times he just doesn't look relaxed when he's singing, like he's thinking through it, or he's nervous, which again is perfectly understandable, being nervous. I want more from him, and I just don't know how we're going to get it. And that worries me a bit, to be honest. CELINE AGIUS, that's how I'm going to say it. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the names. CELINE.
Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high.
Very unique voice. Very, very unique voice. Am I completely sold on her? No. To be honest, but like I said, her voice is very unique. It's very strong, it's very powerful. But I didn't see it come alive until Judges' Houses. That was the one time I was like, actually, okay, I kind of get where she's going with here. And I think that's going to be a struggle for Alexandra and the vocal team, everyone, to find the right arrangement and the right songs for her voice to really shine. Because when you have a unique voice like that, some songs sound fantastic, and some just miss the mark massively. So song choice, especially in these first 2 weeks, is going to be crucial. Because, you know, when there's 12 of you fighting in week 1, if you have a bad song, you're going to get forgotten immediately. And, you know, I want them all to do well. You know, I know I sound like such a Miss America contestant right now, saying I want them all to do well and all this, but I do. But CELINE, I like her. Like I said, I like her voice. I am just worried about the song choices, and if they don't get them right, they are going to be very wrong. I feel like she's probably got the least amount of margin for error for her, to be honest. Maybe one of the act has less margin for error, but for her, it is a tightrope, to be honest. So they were the overs. Let's just move on now to the groups, who have been mentored by Howard Heath Bono, last year's winning mentor who mentored Michaela. There's not a lot I can say about these 3 acts, purely because they were all formed at boot camp. So they didn't audition together, they didn't walk in to the auditions room together, all this, so they haven't had much time together. So, but let's start with Bloodline, the adorable duo, female duo. Now, I love their style. I love what they did with Poker Face and Bad. You know, they've taken 2 very big songs, 2 songs a lot of people know of all ages, and have made them into this sort of like jazzy, sort of really cool vibe, which I love. I love my jazzy sort of music, and I love when people take a song and don't just sing the exact arrangement, and they are clever with it, and they play with it, and they make it suit them. And that's what they've done. Like, their whole styling as well is very... I don't want to say jazz again, but it's very, you know, very different. You know, in Judges' Houses, it was almost sort of like hipster and boho, you know, with like the makeup underneath the eyes and the glasses, and I do like how they match in the same colour every time as well. You know, as a duo, just been thrown together, they've done very well to find their own niche sound and way to sell themselves, and it's worked. I mean, Howard Keith loves them. You know, it's why they got through in a very tough groups category. My issue is that same love going to go into the public? When you are that niche and you twist music that much, people either love the styling arrangement you've done or they hate it. It's so polarizing, and we have seen jazz music even in Eurovision do this. Case in point, Amar Peller's Joyce. I did not like that song at all, and it's a jazz ballad, and it won. I didn't like it. People loved it. To this day, 2.5 years after it's won, people love it and hate it still. But at the end of the day, is it better to have that group who love you and will definitely vote for you, rather than just being middle for everyone and they might vote for you? I think the former, and you know, hopefully that means that they do get some votes, because these are two lovely girls. They have great voices together. I am just very intrigued about what they're going to do, because it's not been a cappella, but it's been very stripped back, is what I would use. And are they going to do that again in the live shows? Because then we fall into worries of being repetitive, and I don't know if they're not thinking outside the box, because they are what they're doing, but you know, we don't want the same thing every week. That becomes stale and repetitive. It's like, oh look, we know what they're going to do. They're going to like twist this song, and it's just a case of, do I like the song and the arrangement they've done, or the original, basically. And you know, also, if they fall into the same, are they going to do that as well, even when their backs are up against the wall to save themselves? I don't know, but like I said, I like BLOODLINE. I really think they're cute and they're sweet, and I love the whole vibe, so I am intrigued to see what they're going to do live show. I think that's the best way to describe them. They intrigue me and they pique my interest. F.A.I.T.H. That is an abbreviation for their actual name, which is 5 are in the house.
My mother, my brother, my sister, and my friends. So the others, my lovers, both past and present tense. 'Cause every time I see you, everything starts making sense.
Right, first things first. That name, 5 are in the house, I'm sorry, do not like it at all. It's just, I don't know, I just don't like saying it, I don't like reading it. So, I was happy with it just being F.A.I.T.H. before I realised what it actually was. They were put together for 6-chair, they were amazing as a quartet, then it added in Maya afterwards, who sadly got eliminated at judges' houses. And yeah, it's your typical young pop group, which is great, you know. Extreme filled that bill last year. These guys are younger than Extreme from last year, but you know, they're that young, easy breezy pop group, which is absolutely fine. Every singing competition needs a group like this. It's a palate cleanser. They've got mass market appeal as well, which is fantastic. Their voices are brilliant. Like Emma, who's 15, my god, her voice is amazing. I'm shocked she was put in a group, to be honest, because her voice, amazing. Maybe it's because she was only 15, they did question, could she handle it going as a soloist? I don't really want to be too critical of these girls, because I mean, these guys, as a 5, have only had one performance together, which was Judges' Houses. Anyway, and they did Christina Aguilera, which was fine. I am expecting them to do something like Little Mix of Fifth Harmony in the live shows. Like, it just seems like they're going down that route. I just need Maya, the girl who's added in, just to not look so nervous. And again, I get it, like, she was thrown into this group with very little time, but every time she was singing that Judges' Houses, she was looking at her bandmates saying, like, am I doing this right? Am I in the right time? Am I in the right key? Blah, 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 things like that. And she just needs to trust herself and trust her, not colleagues, that's wrong, her bandmates. I mean, you know, and obviously by then they're going to have so much more time together and they're going to have gel as a group. So I'm sure by the time the live shows roll around on the 12th of January, they will be fine. But I am expecting, you know, a Destiny's Child song, a Fifth Harmony song, a Little Mix song. Just give me all the British American pop bangers, basically. And I'm sure that's what they're going to do. Yeah, F.A.I.T.H. I have a lot of faith in them. I'm sorry, I know how corny that was. Jasmine and James now.
Get you out of my head. Boy, it's more than I dare to think about.
And I just can't get you out of my head. Girl, it's more than I dare to think about.
So, James last year auditioned as a soloist, and he got all the way to the 6-chair challenge before being eliminated. He had no formal training at that point, I believe, and he was just singing for the love of singing, I believe. His voice in the last 12 months has come on so bloomin' much, it's incredible. And Jasmine, again, perfect. They complement each other so well. I mean, their Judges' Houses performance, oh my god, that was brilliant. I mean, they took a Kylie Minogue song and made it into a piano duo ballad, and it worked so well. Like, oh my god, it was brilliant. It was one of the highlights of Judges' Houses for me, one of the standouts, and it really pushed them into contention to get through to the live shows. Well, obviously it did, but it made people recognise them. It made me recognise them, at least. They had the same issue as BLOODLINE, which is they've had two performances very similar, where James has been at the piano and Jasmine's been stood beside him singing. Is that all they're going to do? I hope not. I can't, off the top of my head, remember really much what James did last year. So are these guys just ballad singers, and the fact they are a ballad duo, is that just going to be their thing? Which is fine, but again, we then fall into something of, are they going to do the same thing every single week? And we know that if you're going to win X Factor, you need some sort of diversity about you in your song choice and your song presentations. And I am worried that they may not be able to. Saying that, they're a really sweet duo together. You can see they're good mates, you can see they enjoy singing together and working together, and I have high hopes for this duo. I really do like them, and I hope after the show they continue staying together and make music. I know for a fact I want them to cover Alex and Sierra's Scarecrow. If no one's ever heard that, it's an up-tempo, really lovely song, and they won the X Factor USA back in 2013, I believe, as a male-female duo, doing a very similar style to what Jasmine and James did, to be honest. But again, they switched it up as the competition went along, so I think Jasmine and James need to switch up. But their voices are great, so vocally, yes. Performance-wise, need to change it slightly. Girls, mentored by Ira Losco. Right, let's just get the main one out of the way. Destiny Chukunyere.
You see, man made the car to take us over the road. Man made the train. Oh.
Right, I'm pretty sure everyone who's clicked onto this is wanting me to talk about her, because, you know, she won Junior Eurovision in 2015. She's a huge name in the Eurovision bubble because of that, and because she's kept herself busy. And, you know, she did Eurovision last year, being the Oscar backing vocalist from Michaela, when a lot of people just assumed that Destiny would get internally selected that way, and when they realised she was entering X Factor Malta, everyone's going to just give her the crown already. I disagree with that mentality of just because someone is a big name in their country and they've done a lot within Eurovision, they should automatically win a competition to go to Eurovision, to be honest. Look, her voice is fantastic. Let's not even bother entertaining that. Like, she has been brilliant the entire time. You know, she hasn't always got the best feedback. I know her sixth chair, Alexandra, I think, made a comment or two. It's been so long since that show, I can't remember. But, yeah, so again, voice, fantastic. Big, belting, strong voice, you know, for a 17-year-old. It's amazing what Destiny can do with her vocals. You know, there's a reason she won Junior Eurovision, there's a reason she made semi-finals of Britain's Got Talent, there's a reason why she's in these 5 shows. She is vocally strong. What I have been missing, however, is that sass, that performance, and that creativity she had from Not My Soul's performance, where she was just this young girl, just giving it her all, not caring, and owning the stage. I've missed that slightly from her. There was a bit of it in her sixth chair where she really seemed to let go, which was great. We need more of that. I need her to do more up-tempo. I need her to have fun. I need her to just be more modern, to be honest. Because as good as the big songs like It's a Man's World and like that all are, it's all stuff we've seen Destiny do before. You know, we have seen her do the big Motown songs. So I just wanted to be pushed out of her comfort zone just a little bit. Just go a little bit more up-tempo and a little bit more fun. You remember, she is 17. We need to remind ourselves she is 17, and I want to see that. Because Destiny has performance. We have seen it from her, but we haven't seen it in this competition yet. And that's my biggest gripe. Because if she gets that and she nails it, she could win. Not saying she will, saying she could. Justine Shawford now.
You're looking so crazy right now. You your love got me looking so crazy right now. Got me looking so crazy right now. Your touch got me looking so crazy right now.
She was the main audition in week 1 on the debut show season 2. I think she was the last one to be shown, and she was the big performance. And and she sings with so much emotion. It's great. I feel slightly she's plateaued. I mean, when you start up here, there's only so much further you can go. But the fact, once again, the girls' category has been insane since the 6th chair. I mean, I don't know what they're feeding the females in Malta, but their voices are fantastic. Justine, again, she is a great singer, but she has been struggling recently. I don't know if it's just because the numbers have been dwindling, so magnifying glass is bigger. But I do like her, and I like her voice, and I like what she can do. But for me, she is just not sticking in my mind as much as the other competitors right now. And that's what I need her to do. Again, the live shows, when you're there with the lights, the mixing, the production, the dancers, everything, it could all rise and come alive. At the minute, all these guys are just performing completely on their own. So it could all change. I'm fully aware of this. But with Justine, again, she is a good singer, but she has been, for lack of a better word, the most inconsistent of the girls, for me. But there is potential there. There is a star quality there as well about her, which I think is very important. And Justine, she is a talent, but I just worry. I don't know if it could be nerves. It just could be nerves and the whole emotion of it all. And I don't want that to block her success, because look, good people are going to be cut every week. That's just the reality of it, and it's going to be sad. But I think if Justine does go quite early, or any of the girls to be honest, in my opinion, it would be a surprise, because they are, once again, very strong. It's hard to pinpoint what I want from Justine, but I just know I want more. But maybe I'll get that in the first live show. Who knows? Jasmine, ABELA.
About the money, money, money. We don't need your money, money, money. We just want to make the world dance. Forget about the price tag. Ain't about the cha-ching, ain't about the, yeah.
Obviously known from Eurovision Song Contest in 2016 and 2018, and she has definitely, for me, been the most versatile of the females. She has done bad. She's done up tempo. She did side to side by Ariana Grande in the 6th chair, which was fantastic. She has given us performance. She has given us sass. She has given us youthful energy, as well as stripped back powerful vocals. I know from multi-Eurovision though, I don't think we've seen her best vocal performance. I know you don't want to peak and then plateau, because that's also what I think Justine has done slightly. But we know that she can belt it, and we know she can perform. We have seen her do it in multi-Eurovision. There's a reason she got 6th when she was 16 in that competition against the likes of Ira Losco. There's a reason she got 8 2 years ago. She can perform. I want to see her perform. And we saw her do it with side to side. She was walking around the stage. She was owning it. It was her moment. So I really think, give her the dancers, give her the up-tempo, give her the energy of a crowd, and it being a live TV show, she will come alive. Because I don't know if she's been holding back, or just she hasn't had the lift from, being stood in a garden with 2 people watching you like Judge's houses is. But I just need something to make her lift and just really perform it, because I think she can. And I don't know if she's holding back, or she just hasn't had everything fall into place to make it go for me yet. But I'm waiting, and I think we're going to get it in the live shows, and I'm excited about her. I love Jasmine's voice. I have since 2016 when I first heard her sing. I wanted her to do X Factor last year, and I was sad she didn't. So I am glad she's doing it this year, and I'm glad she's got this far, because Jasmine deserves it. She has worked hard, and they all have. I'm not saying just Jasmine, but this is a name I've known for 4 years now, and it's a name I've always thought, yeah, she'd be great at Eurovision. Right, last category, the boys, and let's start with KARL, SCHEMBRI. SCHEMBRI, sorry. young 20-year-old football player who's an opera singer. Yep, I mean, I'm just going to play the clip of his first audition and just let that explain how I felt when I first heard him sing.
Quanto non lo sai, continuerò a credere che siamo un'anima.
I am Ira Losco in that moment. You know, I love opera. Totally honest, I love opera. I love Zero Gravity. I love La Forza. My grandparents sang in the National Opera when they were younger, so it's always been a big part of my life. And he sings incredibly. His range and the pitch he can go to is insane. And then for males to do that as well, it's brilliant. It is so impressive. I mean, his judges' houses performance, it was so incredible. I mean, his voice is off the scale. I mean, no one in this competition can do half what he can do with his voice. The issue with opera, with a voting public, is that it is horrifically divisive. Probably the most divisive genre in the world, apart from rap, maybe. Because again, you either love opera, or you just go, this is just shouting noise to me. Now, I love it. I know some people on ESC Fan TV have already said they're not thrilled about the potential of an opera singer winning because I want a year off opera, and that's absolutely fine. But KARL has an amazing voice, and we need that in the show for a few weeks. What he needs to do, for me, is we need to change it up a little bit. He sang in Italian every time but once where he sang The Greatest Showman, and he admitted that was hard for a man to sing, and he did struggle to sing that. Side note, I don't like The Greatest Showman, so I wasn't thrilled when he said he was singing a Greatest Showman song. I don't like it, I don't like the soundtrack. Moving on though. So I wanted to sing in English, and I wanted to sing with something with a bit more energy, you know. For all the Eurovision fans who are watching this, the La Forza dance remix, how great would it be if that happened on X Factor Malta? I mean, wouldn't that just be great with some lighting and some staging and everything? Like, KARL has so much potential to go far, and I think when he's in a sing-off, he is going to be very hard to beat if he does get to a sing-off. But again, it's the versatility of opera. How versatile can you be with it? And you can be versatile with opera. I really want KARL to succeed in this show. I really want to go far, and I want him to have a career from this. All I'm hoping is that he has a very similar track to Owen Llewellyn last year, who was the rap singer. I honestly thought, oh, he's there for a bit of diversity, and probably gone within the first week, maybe second, and he came second overall, because people got behind him and loved what he did. Me included, he converted me in those live shows. So, KARL SCHEMBRI, amazing voice. Just watch his previous auditions and rounds in the show programme, and you'll see what I mean. I mean, yeah, I'm going to move on before I just start gushing way too much. Dav Jr., right.
I can't explain what happened. The reasons I can't go to bed. Whoa, whoa.
Guitar player, great. Artist, you can play music, brilliant. Writes and stuff, again, brilliant. I've commented on that several times about that. Fantastic. Decent voice. I've listed all those things about that, but at the minute, he's not sticking out in my head as much. And I don't know why. He started off really strong, and he's just faded. I don't know what it is. He could be really popular in Malta. I know he's a young, attractive lad with a guitar. People love that, especially people who can pick up the phone and vote. And don't lie, that is partly why everyone does partly vote in a competition. If someone's attractive, you're more inclined to pick up the phone for them. Let's just be honest about it. But for me, very little is sticking out. He needs a bit more refinement on his voice as well. He's a good singer, but he needs work on it. But I'm sure that's going to be happening between now and January. Yeah, this is my biggest problem. I don't have much to say on that, but at the same time, that's my biggest issue, because that just means you're falling into the middle ground, and that is the worst place to be. I've been saying about how these whole love it or hate it act. He is just the perfect play setter. He is just a competent singer. He doesn't do anything wrong, but he doesn't do anything amazing either at the minute. I need him to move to that amazing category if he really wants to be a contender and win. For me, like I said, all 12 of these guys are fantastic. They all are brilliant. But that's the problem. When the standard is up here from the week one, which, by the way, never happens in X Factor UK. Never. But when the standard's up here straight away, we're going to be critical, or more critical, and it's splitting hairs, I know, but the Maltese public are going to have to be doing that for the next month, so it is what it is. And finally, KARL KUTAJAR.
Lay me down tonight. Lay me by your side.
Well, KUTAJAR, I'm going with KUTAJAR. Again, he auditioned in season 1, got put in a group with season 12, got to judges' houses, and sadly got sent home. He has come back as a soloist this time. And again, like James, you can see he's been working on his voice. It's so much stronger, it's more mature, he has more range to his voice now, he doesn't look and sound as nervous now. He is confident, he has found the confidence to perform, which is brilliant. And you know, everything he has sang at least adequately well. His rendition of Hosier was good, but I heard his voice going in and out the most out of all of them. Something like Sam Smith, which he's been doing, he's been able to hold really easily and really lovely. It does help that Sam Smith is one of my favourite artists, and Laying Me Down. And I'm not the only one. Two of my favourite songs of this decade, which, slight bias, not gonna lie. But he's been doing well, he is confident, he performs well, he sings well. But, a bit like Destiny, and a bit like the few others, he's stuck in that same tempo range. I know he did do Crazy when I was Barclay in boot camp, but that's here. He's only gone up to there. I need some up-tempo stuff from him. He's only 19, so he's young, he's youthful. We need to see this energy from this lad. You know, he can perform. Maybe he's trying not to do that because he's trying to hold on to his voice, but hopefully, again, working with the right people in Malta, he's working on projecting and improving his voice. You know, his voice isn't perfect, I'm not saying that at all. Because like I said with Hosier, he did struggle, he did sound tired, he sounded tired at points. He said, you know, he was tired because it had been a long day and he'd been waiting in the last performance. I get that, but it's not an excuse. X Factor days, those live show days, they are going to be horrifically long. I mean, the show doesn't start till like 8 PM, it finishes like 10, and you're going to be doing dress rehearsals and, you know, all that other stuff that goes into it. So you've got to power through, and your voice has got to be kept in check for it. So, again, his voice is alright. It's strong, but it could be better. But again, he's a bit like Davin, just doing that middle ground stuff, which could get forgotten. So, I'm intrigued to see what he's going to do first, if he's going to stick down the sort of male ballad, mid-tempo route. I'm interested to see if he doesn't know a Sam Smith song. And I'm intrigued to see where he's in the running order as well, because if he is put between two big voices or two big energy numbers, he could easily be missed over, and that's such a shame because, you know, we can see how hard he's worked from season 1 to season 2. That's a given. But there is more to be done, and, you know, I just need a bit of energy from him performance-wise. I just need him to walk around the stage, I need him to move a bit more. I need him to smile. Show us you're enjoying it, because I'm sure he is, but again, maybe he just needs the lights, the cameras, everything to come into piece, and then, vroom, it'll all come to life. Because at the minute, he is one of my personal favourites, I'm not gonna lie. So that is all 12. Like I said, they're all fantastic, they're all better than me. I am just trying to be balanced in my critiques here. I will be doing that every single week through January to February when they announce their winner. From what it looks like, 2 will be eliminated every single week until we have a final 4 in the final, same as last year. But they've got rid of that 8-4 cut they did in the semi-final last year. If I had to pick my personal finalists, it would be Jasmine, it'd be Jasmine, Faith, Kyle, and KARL. Do I think that's the final 4? Probably not. I'm sure Destiny's got a shot in there. I am sure, you know, anyone could be in that final 4 out of this role, to be honest. Could be anyone. But if I had to pick someone I think is going to win and go to Eurovision at this moment in time, before the live shows, before I had anything, I would pick Jasmine ABELA. She would be my choice to win and go to Eurovision. And this is the thing that the Maltese public need to take going forward. You are now voting for your Eurovision artist. It is now not just a singing competition. The winner goes to Eurovision and represents Malta in Rotterdam, the Netherlands. I know how much Malta love Eurovision. They're a huge Eurovision nation, and Michaela did amazingly for them last year. Fun fact, Chameleon, my most played song this year. Amazing song. So yeah, get the right artist, Malta, you can do amazing things. But I'm going to stop going on now. That is all for now. Thank you very much, guys. Let me know your favourites. Who is your winner? Who's your winners? Who are your favourites from X Factor Malta? Help me find the season from season 1 and 2. And I will be back just after the first live show where we will already be down to 10. And I'll be talking through the show, like I said, who did well, who did poorly for me, and, should the right acts have gone home. Like I said, just once again, this was not to bash any of the artists whatsoever. I think they are all amazing. These are just my personal thoughts and feelings, and I hope that no offence was meant by this, and like I said, they're all better than me. No one has heard me sing, and there's a reason for it. There's a reason I'm a dancer instead. But anyway, thank you very much, guys, and I will catch you after the first live show on 12th of January. Bye for now, guys.